What's up, family? We are halfway through the month and almost to the deadline of a catastrophic U.S. default, which could send the economy into an economic disaster. But we did receive some good news that there was some progress made in Tuesday's meeting towards a new deal on the table. Now, in addition to that, we have some shocking comments made by President Biden. It appears that he is now open to negotiations to get a deal done by the end of this week. And lastly, it looks like the IRS is about to send out $900 refund checks. Find out if you are eligible to receive one of those. But before we get started, you already know what to do. Please take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. And if you could, hit the like button as it really helps out this channel. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Well, guys, unfortunately, I do want to report to you that there was another mass shooting on Monday. Yes, guys, shockingly enough, this particular mass shooter was an 18-year-old high school student in which, man, he just pretty much in his town, which is only around 50,000 people, just decided to walk down the street and just started shooting at random things. Now, he did hold about 3 different weapons on him, in which one of them, I believe, was an AR-15. But anyways, guys, he did end up shooting and killing 3 elderly victims. And guys, this ended up happening in New Mexico. And yes, guys, these particular elderly women was 97 years old, which is the mother, and then a younger one was around 70 years old. But apparently they were out on the streets and they were caught in the crossfire. Now, in addition to that, guys, one more person was killed in this particular incident. There was a total of 3 people, but anyways, guys, he was just shooting at random things like cars, shooting at houses, shooting at just random things altogether that he thought was sort of funny or something. But anyways, guys, there was 6 other people that was injured in this particular incident, but overall they did survive. But anyways, guys, this particular 18-year-old, he ended up losing his life after the police arrived about 6 minutes after it was reported that the shooting started. And guys, they were able to take him out at that particular time. So anyways, guys, here is a picture of this particular 18-year-old high school student. Not necessarily sure how he was able to get these particular weapons, but anyways, guys, this particular shooting started around 10:56 a.m. in this small town in New Mexico, which, like I said, has a population of around 50,000 people. So anyways, guys, we do want to keep those in our prayers, especially those individuals that lived on this particular street, as well as those elderly women that ended up losing their lives. Guys, we definitely want to pray for them and their families, as well as everyone else that was involved in this particular matter. And hopefully, guys, we can at least go a couple more days, 24 to 48 hours, without having to hear about another mass shooting. But anyways, guys, keep them in your prayers. Moving on, guys. Hey, we do have some good information directly coming from the IRS, in which they saying that we're about to send out $900 tax refunds to certain taxpayers, of course. Right here, guys, it says that the IRS $900 refund, and who is it for and how you can apply for these $900 tax refunds, guys. But anyways, guys, the IRS is sending out tax refunds of almost $900 to certain taxpayers, and this is exactly what they're saying who is eligible for this. In April, the IRS announced that nearly 1.5 million people nationwide were still eligible to receive a tax refund worth up to $900, and the IRS estimates that nearly $1.5 billion in refunds remains unclaimed because people have yet to file their 2019 tax returns. I don't know why this money is sitting there and they are trying to give you this money, but people still refrain from filing their tax refund. But anyways, guys, the average refund size is around $893, which is where they're getting the $900 from. But anyways, guys, the deadline is approaching, and it says right here that taxpayers have a deadline of July the 17th to file their tax returns for the fiscal year of 2019 to receive their money, $900 tax refunds. The IRS Commissioner, Danny Werkfeld, acknowledged that many filers missed the deadline because of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, adding that the agency wants taxpayers to claim these refunds. But time is running out. Again, the deadline is July the 17th, in which you need to go ahead and file your 2019 tax return. And then also go ahead and file your 2020, your 2021, as well as your 2022 tax return all at the same time. That way you can receive more than $900. But anyways, guys, the IRS has that money. They have $1.5 billion and they want to give it out right now. So go ahead and apply for those tax refunds, guys. Moving on, guys, we do need to talk about the debt ceiling, which is approaching. The deadline is approaching because in less than 15 days away, the United States could run out of money. The United States could default on its obligations, which means that SNAP recipients probably won't receive their monthly payments or benefits, as well as our Social Security recipients probably won't receive their monthly check as well. So this is going to affect a lot of people out there, not just for Social Security as well as SNAP benefit recipients, but also the American people, the U.S., the economy, as well as other countries as well. But guys, like I said, the clock is ticking, guys. Tick tock, tick tock. And we did hear from yesterday that President Biden, as well as other lawmakers on Capitol Hill, they ended up having their meeting that they postponed last week, but they ended up having their meeting on Tuesday, in which lawmakers continue to fail to reach a breakthrough on the debt ceiling negotiations. And recently we did hear from the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, in which she is warning that this could lead towards a catastrophic default and the time is running out. We have got to do something about it. Lawmakers have got to do something about it, in which the top lawmakers, which were handling this particular deal on the debt ceiling, need to figure it out because they need their constituents to go in on the vote as well. But so far, guys, I believe it is President Biden, Senator Chuck Schumer, as well as House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, and one more individual, I forgot his name. But anyways, guys, they met on Tuesday to talk about what they can do to move forward with the debt ceiling negotiations. And the good news is that we did hear from the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, late on Tuesday, in which he credited President Biden in saying that, look, I am glad that President Biden is now changing the scope of the negotiation talks, in which we just heard word that President Biden is now open to more negotiations in regards to raising the debt ceiling. Now, to remind you, previously, President Biden has been saying for a very long time that, look, the debt ceiling negotiation is not up for negotiation. He said that, look, this should be done on a bipartisan way to just go ahead and raise the debt ceiling regardless of what goes on right now, in which that is exactly how we have done in the past. And that is why President Biden is saying that we need to do that right now. We cannot afford to default in the United States, in which those individuals, especially from the middle class all the way down to the low income families, will definitely feel the brunt if the United States default on its obligations. This could be the first time in history if it actually happens, but I don't think it will, guys. I do think that they will get this done before the deadline happens, and they will raise that debt ceiling limit so that they can continue to spend more and more money, millions of dollars, guys. But anyways, guys, the good news is that it looks like there was some progress made, according to the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, and that is some good news, guys. And I believe that they are actually expecting a deal to possibly be done by the end of this week. Now, again, like I said, President Biden is now open to negotiations, in which he also said that he is open and willing to allow some spending cuts, which is one of the top priorities from the Republicans. They want President Biden to stop spending money. They are saying that, look, he is the main reason that why we're at the point that we're in right now, which is in regards to the United States running out of money. But anyways, guys, that is just the side or the verbiage from the Republicans. I'm sure the Democrats have something different to say in regards to getting to this particular point. But anyways, guys, President Biden said that he is open for negotiations. He is also open to allow some spending cuts to actually be into this piece of legislation. And also, they are also talking about including work requirements. They are saying that work requirements is now on the table. And as you can see right here, guys, Kevin McCarthy says that work requirements, which is a red line in the debt ceiling talks, and now it is up for grabs. So anyways, guys, work requirements for public assistance programs are a non-negotiable in the debt ceiling talks, laying out one of the first hard stances ahead of an afternoon meeting with President Biden and other top congressional leaders. And asked whether work requirements were a red line for him in debt ceiling negotiations, well, McCarthy said, yes, it is. So anyways, guys, he said that, look, when you're talking about work requirements, remember what we're talking about. Able-bodied people with no dependents. McCarthy told reporters it's 20 hours. Those are the work requirements in order to receive some of these entitlement programs and the benefits that they have to offer. And yes, guys, Biden has seemed to be opening the door over the weekend to beefing up work requirements for public assistance programs. And look, President Biden said in a statement that, look, I voted for tougher aid programs. That's in the law right now. But for Medicaid, it's a different story. And so I'm waiting to hear what their exact proposal is before we can move on in regards to including work requirements in this piece of legislation in order to get the debt ceiling raised before the deadline. So, guys, it looks like that President Biden is open to negotiations in which that could actually push forward with the negotiation and getting this thing done before the deadline, and hopefully maybe a deal done by the end of this week. And so that is very positive, guys, because it looks like we're finally moving in the right direction. However, we still have a long way to go. And also we have less than 15 days to get this thing done. Now, in regards to how the Democrats feel about President Biden bowing down and now open for negotiations, as well as including these particular work requirements, AOC, she ended up calling out President Biden, saying that, look, choosing to compromise with the GOP on the debt ceiling deal would be profoundly destructive, and the White House should expect pushback on nearly any significant concession moving forward. So obviously, guys, she speaks for the Democrats at this particular time, and she is not happy and saying that, look, caving on the Democratic priorities would be destructive, disaster, guys. But anyways, guys, that is only hearing from AOC, which we know that she actually speaks her mind a lot of times, and a lot of times she speaks the good, and a lot of times she is speaking the bad. But anyways, guys, that is the perspective from the Democrats in regards to President Biden's latest move on getting this deal done in time. But anyways, guys, we'll just have to see how this all plays out over the week. After their meeting yesterday, we should get more information in regards to what transpired during that particular meeting and how the negotiations are moving forward. We should hear something by the end of this week. And like I said, they are expecting and hoping to get a deal done by the end of this week. And because things are getting a little sticky right now, President Biden was planning on going overseas, in which he actually changed his plans in regards to this particular trip. He actually shortened his trip ahead of the debt ceiling deadline, saying that, look, I can't afford to be gone that long. We need to get this thing done before the deadline. So I'm going to just cut my little trip overseas short just a little bit so that I can focus on what's important right now for the American people. So anyways, guys, also I do want to share with you this other message that was pretty shocking to hear President Biden actually speak about in regards to raising the debt ceiling, or actually not raising the debt ceiling in time before the deadline. Look at this, guys. President Biden made a statement and said that, look, Congress shouldn't get paid until the debt ceiling is addressed. And yes, the House Democrats says this is actually true, guys. And yes, guys, as you know, President Biden and Kevin McCarthy continue to postpone the debt ceiling meeting. They postponed it last week, but they were able to actually meet yesterday on Tuesday, in which they said that progress was made. But in the meantime, if they are unable to raise the debt ceiling, Congress shouldn't get paid until the debt ceiling is addressed, as well as the debt ceiling limit is actually raised. So anyways, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think that this is actually true? Do you think that Congress should not receive a paycheck until they are able to get a deal done on the table and signed by President Biden? I believe so. They continue to get paid regardless to whether or not they do anything for the American people, and yet and still the American people are the ones that suffer. Or should I clarify, the middle class all the way down to the low income families are the ones to suffer. The wealthy individuals, the 1 to 5% of people, guys, they continue to make money. They continue to get rich over and over again because they continue to pay the lawmakers, Congress, to do what's best for them and their pocketbooks. But on the other side, the middle class and the low-income families continue to suffer overall. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this, whether or not you believe that Congress should not get paid until they figure out a debt ceiling limit to raise it. And guys, let me know down below in the comment section. But anyways, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel, as well as some opportunities for you to be able to earn some free money or some free cash in your pockets. Everybody wants some free money, right? But yes, if you do sign up for a Webull account, which is a brokerage account, and deposit like $1 or something, they are going to give you 12 free stocks. Now, the good news is that those 12 free stocks can be worth up to $3,000. And then once you receive those stocks in your account, you can sell them and cash out and then withdraw your money back into your bank account. This is a way for you to receive some free money. Now, it only requires for you to be a new customer of Webull, and like I said, up to $3,000. But anyways, guys, hey, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.